Angel of Darkness is considered the black sheep of the Tomb Raider franchise, and with good reason. It was meant to be a game that was going to take the franchise in a bold new direction, but what happened instead was the game was rushed out the door and released in a broken and unfinished state. This of course brought a lot of negative attention to the franchise, and in fact it did almost kill the franchise. The planned sequels were canned and the franchise was taken off the original developer's core design, and it's a perception that the game has never really been able to shake, as it is still considered the worst of the franchise. But over the years, it has managed to gain some appreciation for what it was trying to do, as there is a lot of really interesting things going on in this game. In fact, that is actually a journey I myself have been on as well. And in recent years, there has been a mod called the Restoration Project on PC, which is still being updated, and it includes a heap of fixes and restores a lot of cut content. So I thought while visiting the game today, why not check this mod out, as it's something I've been meaning to do for a while now, and kind of see how it improves the gameplay experience, while kind of also talking about my experience with the game and my thoughts on the story and lore elements that this game introduces. And it's also kind of perfect timing, because the Tomb Raider Remaster trilogy is due out soon, and hopefully that might lead to more remasters in the future. I think Angel of Darkness is a game I would love to see officially remastered. So this wasn't really a planned thing. I was just kind of intending to do this video last year for the 20th anniversary, but I kind of just had to push it back to the first video this year, so it kind of all works out. But before we go any further, if you do enjoy this type of retrospective content, then consider subscribing for more videos like this one. With the Restoration Project, it is mandatory that you start a new save file. Because of the extensive changes to the game, no vanilla save files will work. Like, I've actually got vanilla save files in the folder and the game's not recognizing them. But this opening cutscene's great. This really sets the tone for the game. This cutscene really showcases that this is going to be a very different Tomb Raider experience to what you're used to. It's definitely a lot more mature. It's definitely got a lot more mature tone with the blood, and the music's definitely more serious. Like, it's good stuff. Man, I would love like a proper remaster of this game. I love the little like motif in the music there of the the original Tomb Raider theme. God, this version of Lara looks so good. What a badass. Love to see it. So we're here in the opening tutorial level in the Parisian streets. I've currently got the original control scheme on. So these are the tank controls. So the camera's in a fixed position. You can move Lara around, you can walk forwards, you can turn, you can go backwards like that. When you hear the term tank controls, you usually think that it's a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing. It's just Tomb Raider was designed to be controlled a very specific way. But what the Restoration Project has is it actually has camera relative controls. So this is the completely updated control scheme for the game, and you can actually move the camera around, and already this is a huge difference in how this game feels to play. Even just in this opening section before we've even done anything, it already makes the game feel less janky. Well, as I say, running into a fucking gate, it makes the game feel less janky, and just is a massive improvement. Like, this model of Lara Croft looks fantastic. There's this look to Lara in this game and in all the renders that there's just this like fierce, like no bullshit look to her that I just think works really well. These new controls, these updated controls, I've never played the game with these controls before, so this is a little bit of a learning curve to kind of get used, because I'm so used to playing this game a very particular way. This cupboard is currently locked. We actually need to progress further in the level so we can get a crowbar, and then once we get that crowbar, we can actually come back down here, unlock that cabinet there, so we can get more items. All right. Did it! Made the jump. I'll tell you what, there's just something about the atmosphere in this game, between the lighting, the music, the sound effects. Like, this whole game just has a very different vibe to the other Tomb Raider games. And this right here is another example of this game introduces some like very light RPG mechanics. That strength bar is one of them. You actually have to upgrade that strength bar, which is what we're going to do in a sec. I cannot tell you how many times I have played this opening level. When I was a kid, and you'll probably hear me say this a lot when I revisit games, I used to just restart games for no reason. And as a result, I never really ever finished games. Like I only ever finished a couple of games when I was younger. And as you can see, now we've just collected that crowbar. So now we can unlock this shed, but not only can we unlock this shed, we can actually now go back down and unlock the cabinet downstairs and get some more items. When I first attempted to play this game when I was a kid, I never really made it that far beyond the Parisian streets. But in one playthrough I did, oh fuck, that was almost a disaster there. I got to the sewers, which is kind of like the section after the Parisian streets. And then there was another playthrough I did when I attempted again to play through it, where I got up to, I think it was like the art gallery, and I had to fight this like ghost thing in like this crypt, and I'm pretty sure just saying that, everyone's gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, and I just could not figure out how to get past that part, so I, yeah, never made it past that part. In fact, the first time I ever finished this game properly was actually in 2017, because I was originally gonna make a video on it on my old channel. My approach for the video was gonna be kind of talking about how Angel of Darkness was a bad, broken, unfinished game. And while it is that, I ended up finishing my playthrough, coming out of it with Angel of Darkness just being my favorite Tomb Raider game. So ever since 2017, this has been my #1 favorite Tomb Raider game. And I will be completely honest, it's not the game part itself that makes this my favorite Tomb Raider game. It's actually the whole general vibe of the game, the story of the game. Like, Angel of Darkness has a very interesting story, and because the original plan for this game was it was meant to be a trilogy of games, and this game sets up a lot of stuff and introduces a lot of really interesting lore that obviously is just never expanded upon. Okay, and now we have a new mechanic that this game introduces, which is stealth. So you can now press the stealth key and Lara will go into like stealth mode. And what you can do is you can go up to the wall, press the action key, and you can now shimmy across the wall and use this as a way to look around a wall from cover. Okay, let's pick up this key. So somehow this guy's not gonna see me, which is fantastic. Man, that guy's stupid. How the hell did we get away with that, honestly? This is new. This is obviously the restoration project at work here. So yeah, that's another thing that the restoration project does, is it reintroduces cut content from the game. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Hey, vous là-bas!
Hopefully he doesn't chase me into here. Is he not going to come in here? Maybe he's not. So this is actually really interesting because this is literally entirely new content for me. Now we can climb up the pipe. So where does this go? So I think we might have to jump. So let me try this. Ah, there we go. And now we can simply shimmy over. There we go. We figured it out. Hopefully he doesn't see me crawl up the stairs. He's kind of an idiot if I'm being honest. But yeah, that's cool. That's a cool little extra thing. And I'm assuming there's going to be little bits and pieces like that throughout the game if I played through a full replay of the game with the restoration project. Now, I remember this bit really well. This is actually a really well-designed early level of the game that has a bit of platforming. Shit, the door's open. Oh my god, we gotta move. The other thing I've noticed with the controls as well is I don't actually have to press the walk button. If I slightly move the analog stick, Lara will walk as well. I think it is just gonna be, it is easier with the button. That was a bit of health. Now we need to go down, I think just one level? I think we just need to go down one level. Hold on, we need to go down another level. I made a boo-boo, never mind. Can we jump over this? Oh, yes, we can. Wait, no, where's the fucking door, man? Oh, is it over here? No, it's still not here. What do you mean? Where's the door that I need to open? Here it is. Fucking hell. Oh, God, is that a dog? Oh, fuck. Oh, no, no. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, he's right behind me. Jump. Oh, no, jump. Oh, fuck, that was scary. I wonder, do I pick up a weapon? I would like a weapon. It'd be nice. Because I can't fight these dogs, man. There's another one here. Avoid it. Avoid it. Melee combat. I don't know if you can actually take down the dog. It'd be kind of funny if you could. I don't think this is gonna... This is so janky. What the fuck is happening? Can I do this jump? Never mind. And this whole concept of Lara on the run is such a great, like, introductory concept for a game. Adds a lot of tension. We're in the apartment. I thought before we just had a cutscene. With this game, you actually have dialogue options as well. And there are several moments in the game where the dialogue option actually matters to how the scene actually plays out. By the way, sidebar, this voice actress who's playing Lara Croft, her name is Janelle Elliott, and she is my favorite Lara Croft voice actress. And the reason why is because of her performance in this game. The characterization of Lara in this game is very different to the previous games, and Janelle Elliott did play Lara in Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation and Tomb Raider Chronicles. It's a performance that has a underlying element of anger. Like, her performance in this game really gives you a good indication of Lara's kind of mindset.
Damn, that was uncomfortable. I should complain to the concierge.
Oh, ha ha ha, Lara, you're so funny.
What about the spare change, mademoiselle?
I didn't say I had any.
Welcome to Paris.
Honestly, that guy takes that really well. I'm gonna be honest. That's just a great example of why I love this Lara so much. She's such a bitch. And for, like, no reason to. I mean, like, we understand, like, the character reasons, and, you know, like, they didn't do anything to her. She's just a moody, emo bitch, and that's what I love about her so much. It just gives her a little bit more depth than what she had in the previous games, and I do really respect this game's angle of trying to evolve Lara as a character. I kind of like this, you know, you're doing a bit of, like, an investigation almost. I don't know if other people will agree on this or not, but, like, between the music and kind of how the general vibe of these early areas, the game kind of has a slight noir vibe to it, which I think is really cool.
What's at Cafe Metro?
That's such a dumb question to ask. So, find Bashard's hideout. So we can take two routes. It plays out the same either way. It just basically gives us two alternative entrances to get into the club. And this is the club, by the way, Le Serpent Rouge. It's right in front of us, so that's where we need to go. Now, the other interesting thing about this opening level too is if we come in here, now we will come here towards the end of the level for story reasons, but if we come here earlier on, you can actually talk to the pawn shop owner here, and you can actually buy like weapons and ammo from him. So if we go up and talk to this guy here, we can actually put a bet on one of the fighters. And the way it kind of works is, I'm pretty sure the fighter that wins is randomized each time, because I think from memory I remember playing it and, like, I picked the same fighter twice in a row when reloading the save, and different fighters won each time. We just watched these two blocky pixels kind of punch each other for a bit. Also, by the way, I have no idea who is who. Oh, look at this. Oh, wow. Okay, this is new. I remember in the original game, you were stuck in the dodgy camera angle. Now, I'm not sure if the items at the pawn shop have changed since the original version. I think they have. I don't think these are the same items at the pawn shop as the original version. I'm not sure. Yes! We won. See what I mean? Exactly. Like, it's randomized each time, so I could have still lost at that time. But now we got the gold watch, which is great, which we can sell that. Game does also, it's not just shooting and stealth. This game does also have melee combat as well, which I can't remember, but I believe is the first time in the franchise we have melee combat. And this is actually a little tutorial area where you can learn how to do it. I've never really used the melee combat in this game, but it seems very basic. So if you, like, tap, you do a quick jab. If you double tap, you do a jab and a punch. And if you hold it, Lara does a kick. You know, back in the day on the PS2, like, each of these black fades in and out would have been a loading screen. This guy right here, this is Curtis. Now, Curtis is an actual playable character. Curtis kind of pops up a couple of times throughout the game. He's very mysterious or whatever, but then you actually get a chance to play as him for a couple of levels. There was no real clear plan for Curtis. There was a few ideas for what they could have done beyond this game. One of the original ideas was have him be playable in the sequels. The other idea they had was using Curtis for a spin-off game to the franchise, but like one of the working titles for the Curtis Trent game was like Curtis Trent Demon Hunter or something like that. So and his levels actually do have a very different vibe to the rest of the game. His levels do have a much more kind of horror-esque feel to them compared to the rest of the game. So obviously you've noticed that a lot of this game so far has been platforming and conversations. It's more about setting up the tone, the vibe. This game involves a mystery and an investigation, and so it is a bit more of a slower burn to other Tomb Raider games. So like if you, at the time, I can probably imagine people probably thought this was very different to what they were used to, but I really like how much of a slow burn this game is. Having these conversations and being able to investigate, especially with the lore that this game has, it is kind of rewarding just letting it play out over time.
I know where to find you. Don't I, Pierre?
I like how Lara just threatens Pierre for no reason. There was no reason to threaten him then. She just did it for the lols. Now this is also the reason why I've kept playing into the streets levels, is because the club segment of the game is a kind of our first use at proper stealth. Like we had the little section in the tutorial, but this is the first time the game actually utilizes stealth. There's actually a weapon for us in that room. So let's just activate this and distract the guard, and hopefully we can do this without him catching us. But I'm just going to come in here and grab all the shit off the table. Now, oh, that's a weird camera angle. There's so much shit on here. Alright, and let's head up into the club, because we're actually going to have some guys here we need to fight. And we'll have a look at how the combat system is, not just in the base game, but how this mod changes the combat system. What the fuck? Oh, there's a guy over here. There we go, we took them both out. About to turn on the music. The music that plays in this part is like ingrained into my brain. Oh yeah, got him good. And yeah, like this is a good, like I still consider this kind of like the tutorial part of the game, because this is really the first time we've properly engaged in any form of combat. I like how they like kind of ragdoll up. That's wild. Back when I was a kid, I was clueless at games. To be honest, I still kind of am. But when I was a kid, I remember I never used to be able to get past this club part. I used to die all the time. And it's weird now being an adult, because I remember playing this for ages. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I kept restarting the game all the time, because I could just never get past this point and it frustrated me. This section is so straightforward and so easy. It actually baffles me that I ever had issues with it. You know, this is the first time we got like a real proper puzzle. Now, to be honest, it's really straightforward, but basically hidden in one of these lights here is the item that we need in like one of the little boxes. So we have to move the lights around and get them over here so we can grab that. To do that though, we need to get to the control room down there, but obviously the bridge is blocking our way. The amount of times I did this bit and yeah, fell to my death, like almost I did then because I didn't have walk on. The way the platforming works in this game, like it definitely still has that classic Tomb Raider feel. Now, I've always said that to me, like Angel of Darkness stands out so much from the rest of the classic Tomb Raider games that I don't really consider it one of the classic Tomb Raider games. But to be honest, just from a pure gameplay perspective, it is classic Tomb Raider through and through. I think that's the main takeaway to have here. And I think also with these updated controls with this mod, it just makes this experience so smooth. This game actually did have a lot of problems with unresponsive controls, where I remember, you know, playing on the PS2, you would press buttons sometimes and nothing would happen in game. And that just really comes down to the state that this game was released as an unfinished game. It was rushed out the door.
You talk real loud. It's hard not to notice it.
There she is again, being rude. Oh my god, look at Lara's blocky fingers. Oh, she looks so good with the sunglasses. I do think this is my favorite Lara look. I really do think. The denim jacket, the denim jeans, the black shirt, the glasses. And it's quite a contrast to everything that was in the previous games. I will say this, like, I don't think Angel of Darkness was ever unplayable. It was definitely a game that was frustrating to play for sure, but I don't think it was ever unplayable. Like, people put this as like the worst Tomb Raider game of all time, but I actually think like some of the classic games are worse than this. Like, from a technical level, yes, this is objectively the worst Tomb Raider game of all time. There's no disputing that. The game is so much more creative than any of the classic Tomb Raider games. Like, it's so much more creative, it's so much more atmospheric, it's trying to do something so different. There's a reason why Angel of Darkness stands out, and it's not just because of its bad reputation, which, to be fair, is completely deserved, you know? Just because I like this game, and just because it came out in like 2003, doesn't mean that it shouldn't be criticized for being released broken and unfinished. So I do believe Bouchard is in here. Look at this guy's collar. My god. By the way, you can actually die in this conversation. If you say the wrong thing, Bouchard will just straight kill you. But yeah, this game basically revolves around a secret organization. The basic premise is there's 4 like kind of paintings. They're called the Obscura paintings, and they each contain like an artifact. This version of Lara still looks really good. And when it comes to classic Tomb Raider, like, one of the big things they boasted about at the time was the fact that this version of Lara, you know, was like the highest polys. I'm pretty sure the polys have like completely doubled or tripled since the last game, which is why she looks so detailed. It still looks very blocky to us by today's standards. It doesn't look bad. Like, it still looks really good. Like, her model still holds up really well. Apart from the blocky fingers, which look a bit weird, but like everything else looks great. To get out of the main entrance to Bouchard's hideout, which is this door right here, it's very convoluted. You press this switch here, and then that opens a gate down the hallway, and then you go do some platforming down there, and then there's a switch down there that opens up the main door. Like, why not just put the main door switch next to the main door? There we go. And here's the switch to the main door. Like, I get this is meant to be a secret hideout, but why is it up here? It just makes no sense. Oh, and here we go, a little cutscene. Oh, there he is. There's our big bad of the game. I think the guy's been killed. The shop's been destroyed. So unfortunately, there's no way we can buy any more guns, but I'm glad I bought the gun when I did. Oh god, what is that face, man? What is going on there? Dude, that guy is shook. Look at him. I don't know, it's probably not going to come across in the video, but I also want to add the sound design in this game. There's a lot of like little subtle sound effects, which just adds so much to the atmosphere. Look at all this stuff that's just sitting here for us. This totally is not some kind of trap at all. Oh wow, who could have seen that coming? But all we have to do is just run down here, and we just got to get out before the place explodes. Oh, there it goes. Run down here, and then we run down as a big fireball chases us. And yeah, if you're not quick enough, you fucking lose. Oh, look at the seam in the texture of the sky in that previous shot. I mean, this is a pretty cool cutscene. Curtis is just chilling. And Lara comes out. She's good though, she's good. And this also kind of explains a little bit more about the paintings and everything. You gotta awaken the sleeper, that's kind of the thing that right at the end of the game. I don't think you have to fight the sleeper though, you actually fight Earhart. This is just a small little taste of Angel of Darkness. There's actually a lot more to this game, a lot more levels. A lot of levels, like I said, are very different to the previous Tomb Raider games. There's a level in a gallery, but you do have an archaeological dig. There is a big tomb. I think it's called the Tomb of the Ancients, which has multiple stages to it that you've got to get through. And look, Lara's changed her outfit. Looks great. Love that. But yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of the main part of the video. There's just one more thing I want to briefly talk about here at the end of the video. The whole purpose of the Restoration Project mod is to kind of fix the game, fix bugs, fixes, but also improve it while keeping it as close to the original vanilla. Oh shit. I'm dead. while keeping it as close to the vanilla game as possible. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more along the lines of a remaster, there is actually an alternative mod in development which is called the Definitive Edition. And this version of the game is essentially the same mod we've been playing, but it has actually added a remastered element to the game. And this is the trailer that's for it. So there's actually a new Lara model, there's upgraded visuals and textures, and it's actually acting as a remaster of the game. Also, just want to note that the Angel of Darkness menu theme is genuinely one of the best Tomb Raider themes. It is iconic. It really, from the moment you boot up the game, it really sets the tone. We are back here at the start of the game, and we're playing the Definitive Edition. It does have its own little changes as well, but as we can see from this opening level, like, all the textures have been upscaled and remastered with new textures. Currently, right now, this Definitive Edition is in a demo stage, so you can only really play through these opening Parisian streets levels. As you can see, there's a brand new Lara Croft model, 3D model, and she looks absolutely fantastic. What I love about this model, this custom model, is that it is still very faithful to the original game's look. It's not like a complete overhaul of the original game's look, very similar to the Tomb Raider 1 to 3 remastered collection, but it is something that still looks very faithful to what Lara looks like already in the game, and I really like that. It looks really nice. The great thing about this is, even though this is only a demo at this stage and it only has the first couple of levels, you still get the benefits of the entire restoration project for the rest of the game. Now, obviously, I'm not going to play through this whole opening bit again, but I will say next time I do a full playthrough of this game, I am 100% going to play it with the Definitive Edition, and I probably will just wait until the Definitive Edition project is actually complete. But there's an extensive list of changes, and there's also some minor changes made as well that are a little bit different to the restoration project, but both projects kind of work together, so they're good if you want different things. If you want like a remastered version of the game, then the Definitive Edition project is the one you want to go with, but if you just want to play the game in its original form, but just with like bug fixes and changes and all sorts of other bits and pieces, then the restoration project is the way to go. And we kind of jumped to the end of the game. We've just defeated the final boss. And we're watching the final cutscene of the game, and the reason why I wanted to kind of skip forward to this bit is just because this is a good time to kind of wrap up the video. This cutscene is iconic for a lot of reasons. It is an epic conclusion, a big epic explosion, Lara running away, but really what makes this cutscene iconic is the following next few shots, because as we've said, this game was intended to be the first in the trilogy, and what these final shots really set up is the promise of future adventures. But it's also kind of sad because this is the last time we're going to see classic Lara Croft. In a moment, she's going to walk through into the shadows, never to be seen again. But it kind of ends in a way that I think Tomb Raider should end if we ever get a final entry, and that is Lara going off and continuing to have adventures. Well, there we have it. Angel of Darkness isn't that bad after all. Well, at least in my opinion anyway. I think it's one of those things where if you don't really like the direction of the game, you're probably not going to like it regardless. Like, the projects like the Definitive Edition and the Restoration Project aren't really going to do anything for you, but if it is one you've never played before, or one you played, you know, maybe played years ago, I would suggest giving it another go with these mods. I think it's the closest you're ever going to get to experiencing the game as it was originally intended. And they're both very easy mods to set up as well. Like, the Definitive Edition comes with its own installer. It is a little bit fiddly to get the controllers to work, especially for the Restoration Project, but there are easy to follow guides out there on the forums and Steam. If you just Google search like Restoration Project or Definitive Edition, you'll find them pretty easily. I will say I am very much looking forward to replaying through the game from scratch when the Definitive Edition project is complete. And hopefully one day we actually get a official remaster as well. That'd be kind of cool. But that is it for the first video of 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, I would appreciate a like on the video. And if you enjoy these kind of videos where we go back and try out games like this, then consider subscribing. I also just want to say that I really appreciate the support on the last couple of videos. I'm kind of not really used to that many comments on a single video at once, even on my older channel, so it was kind of a bit overwhelming, but I do appreciate it. I have a couple of videos ready to go and a couple more recorded that just need cutting together, so that should cover the next couple of months or so. And after that, I have a list of videos I'd like to get to, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate you being here. I'm having a lot of fun putting these videos together, so I just appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys all soon for another video, but until then, bye for now.